You guys, there has been a shocking, disturbing update in the Little Nas X case. If you guys don't know what's going on, Little Nas X, basically, let me get to the point first of all. The lawyer just confirmed that he is being held in a mental institution. Baby, we talking about grippy socks with the grippy on the bottom, mental institution. It is a very sad update. However, I talked to a few legal people and they said this actual mental hospital might be the key for him avoiding any felonies and jail time. If you guys don't remember how he was caught, actually arrested and got charged with like felony assaults because they said 4 officers had to take him down. I don't understand how 4 officers took down Little Nas X. I mean, seriously, but you know what? Let's continue. He was walking down, I think it was Hollywood Boulevard or Sunset Boulevard with a cone on his head, booty butt, nothing on. And he was singing Nicki Minaj lyrics. Now, at that time, it seemed like some people are like, oh, maybe this is an album stunt. Maybe this is promo. And I said, how far have we sunk that y'all really think this is promo? Little Nas X likes to troll. He likes to do not, but baby, he ain't down with that type of promo. A lot of people thought, oh, maybe it was some type of substance abuse. Why? Well, Hollywood. It seemed like I got everybody on that Tony Montana. But also forget that Little Nas X's mom also struggles with addiction. She is currently losing that battle, but Nas and also his family were hoping that she would find her footing in the war and be victorious, you know? So anyway, people are like, oh, he must have been following in his mama's footsteps. The cops responded to a black male walking naked. And I think, again, nobody was there, but I think they just thought he was just like some random, and they treated him regular, and then they found out later, oh wait, he is a celebrity. So anyway, let me get back to the story. So anyway, when they actually tested him, that's when something so shocking came out. They tested him and he had nothing in his blood, nothing in his system. He was clean as a whistle. And that's what a more terrifying truth came out, that he had suffered and was in the middle of a nervous breakdown. His dad shared a heartbreaking update, okay, after his mental breakdown. His dad said, I went to visit him in jail, and as soon as I walked through the door, I couldn't do anything but cry. To see my baby boy on the other side of that glass, we shed tears with each other for a minute, he continued. He went on to say, he recalled telling his son, what you're going through is normal. We all have breakdowns every now and then, but the difference is yours played out in the public eye. Let me just say really quick before we get into how this might be the thing that keeps him free. Everything is a blessing, right? Even if you don't see it at that time. He's right. Mental health is something I feel like in America we look over. For like something, listen, as somebody with 4 black grandparents, baby, I can only speak on black culture and just the segment of black culture I grew up in. I feel like mental health is kind of looked over. We face so much with all this other stuff that you're just strong. But I don't think anybody teaches you like what to do if you know, and again, let me back off this because this is a very sensitive subject, and I don't want to crack any jokes or say anything over such a serious subject, you know. But it is true. Everybody goes through something. His did play out in a public eye, okay? The dad said, when I went to visit him, he asked me to say, tell everybody I'm sorry they saw me like that. Even in that moment, he was apologizing to people for something he was going through. That's sad that he would even feel like he needed to apologize. I hope we lift him up in prayer. But anyway, so let's get into what's going on. The lawyer has really honestly confirmed that he is being held in a mental hospital. Now, again, when I say held, he's voluntarily there because he wants to get well. And the judge said that he can stay out of he's in an out-of-state treatment facility, and the judge said he can do that so long as he's getting help. They said during the court's hearing, Shelly Samuels gave him the green light to stay out of state as long as he remains in treatment. They said defendant is allowed to remain out of state as long as he remains in treatment. If his treatment changes, right, and he becomes outpatient, then we'll talk. Again, he is inpatient right now, which means that like he is getting round the clock treatment, medication, therapy, everything he needs to rest his heart and mind and actually heal. Okay. Now, listen, the judge said, the lawyer said, you heard the treatment word. We're doing what's best for Montanero personally and professionally, but most importantly for his well-being. He's surrounded by an amazing family and a fantastic team who care about him and love him. We're just tackling those issues. It's really that simple. He's had a great life and he's going to keep having a great life. This is the bump in the road that he's going to overcome. Of course, this is a bump in the road that he is going to overcome. And you know what I will say though? This might be actually something really good for him. Now, hear me out. I don't wish this on anyone. I wish it never happened. I don't even know Little Nas X, but I like his spirit. I like the way he is. And it's just sad when you see over and over and over again the music industry in Hollywood and the pressure just eat people up and spit them out. And I truly do hope that he can rise up from this. But in every hardship, right? In every hardship, the Lord, the universe, whatever you believe in, sustains you. And legal expert says this could 100% be his ticket on completely getting out of jail and missing those felony charges, because those felony charges are very, very serious, okay? So listen, he got charged, I think, with 4 felonies, assaulting a police officer or something like that. Now, because he is an inpatient and it has been verified that there's something deep going on with him, he can do an insanity defense. Now, insanity defenses are usually way too hard to argue, but got some leverage here. The insanity defense argues that the person who is legally insane at the time of the offense. Most states follow either the noone rule, saying he didn't understand right from wrong, or a variation of the model penal code saying he couldn't conform conduct to the law. If it's successful, and they're saying that it is a good chance it will be, although it won't result in a freedom, the person is usually committed to a psychiatric facility until he gets better. So he could actually just get basically time served while he's getting better. They could also argue he had lack of intent. Lack of intent, the mens rea, its criminal charges often require that the defendant intended to commit the crime. So if someone was in a psychotic state, like it looks like Nas was, they might not have formed the required intent. Now, this could result in charges being reduced or even dismissed, which would be the best case moving forward, or form the basis of a diminished capacity defense. And that's allowed in California. Now, he could argue involuntary intoxication, but not really, because I think, the test didn't have anything in the system, okay? But even if none of this works, there's mitigating factors at the sentence, okay? So even if it's not a complete defense, mental health issues can be presented as a mitigating factor, and that could lead to diversion to mental health court, where I think that's available in California, reduced charges through plea deals, or alternate sentencing, right? Such as just mandated treatment. Again, you guys, mental illness does not excuse all behavior, but usually they don't give you any mercy if there's a pattern of violence. He doesn't have a pattern of violence in his life, okay? Again, he's doing everything he can to get better, and I'm glad he's being honest about what's going on with his journey. Hopefully this will inspire others to really get in their bag and realize your physical health and your mental health is really all you have. And I'm glad he's being honest, because this gives them more options to beat those felonies. I'm waiting for the DA to do the right thing and just drop those charges, because honestly, again, I get it. People don't want to have sympathy and mercy for anyone. But if somebody is literally being crushed under the pressure so much that they literally lose their minds and there is no harm or damage done, why wouldn't you just embrace them and let them get themselves together and have them not worry about felonies? And again, something's wrong with the way we look at people with mental health, with breakdowns. But that is, maybe that's an argument for another video. Anyway, you guys, send prayers to Little Nas X. I hope he gets better soon. I hope the judge has mercy, and I hope the DA comes to their senses and drops these charges, especially because he is being responsible and doing everything he can to focus on his mental health. Anyway, y'all, let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.